class. This is Shannon Dill. I am going to do a eulogy for my husband, Michael Dill, for my special presentation speech. Michael Dill was 43 years old when God took him from this earth, but not a day passed that he did not touch someone's life. He either liked you or he did not like you, and he let you know about it. But if you were one of the lucky people to be part of his life, you were touched by his playful and generous and outgoing personality. Mick, Mickey, Crocodile Dundee, the fireman, and so many other nicknames he did have from doing something that was just not right. That was Mick. Thinking he was the He-Man who didn't have to help to ask for anything, help for a 300-pound concrete block to help move it. He just didn't ask. He had to do it himself because he thought he was a He-Man. Better yet, picking up a burning log just because he could. He didn't want to ask for help, so he did it himself. That's where he got the fireman name. Mick kept us in stitches almost every day he was alive, and now that he has been gone for almost 10 months. When family and friends gather, we think about the past, and we usually think about some of the crazy stories and the things that he has done in the past. He was involved in, or he involved one of us in. The geese chasing him off the island he was weeding, flipping off on the trampoline, showing off, or when he became ill, hiding his candy from us before he was going to the hospital. Those were little perks that we got to see into his life. Different personalities. He could be grumpy too, but he always had a laugh of the day. So many good stories that make us laugh and cry and wish he was still here. But knowing how much he touched our lives makes us want to be a better person. Mick had us in stitches on a daily or a weekly basis when he was sick, but throughout his life, there was always funny situations that he did and he continued to talk about even today. There were too many to tell about at this time, so I will give you the highlights that I know of from personal experience or that the people have shared with us at some point in time. He was a very happy man, and when he wasn't happy, he let you know about that too. He didn't hide any of his feelings. That was just him. So, let's get on with the fun stuff. I'll begin with taking you down to the journey of our courtship. We officially met one night cruising Nolan Road. Now, if you know about Kansas City, you know about Nolan Road. I wasn't giving him the time of day. I was pretty shy back then, so because of that, I just really wasn't talking to him. But there's a couple guys in a convertible that decided wanted to talk to me, and I didn't want to talk to them. So he decided to get my attention. He picked me up and carried me over to their car and set me next to them. Started laughing and walked away. The next morning, my best friend, which was also a friend of his, decided he was going to call and ask her if I would go out with him. Well, the rest is history because for 24 years we were married. After that, it was just craziness. One thing after another. He always kept us in stitches. Mick carried a carefree life, didn't care attitude with him through his life. It was just carefree. Even with his girls or the good old boys here in town that live in town or at work, it didn't make a difference to him who you were. As long as he liked you, then you got to witness Mick at his best and sometimes his worst. Mick shared his life, sense of humor with his co-workers too, replacing some of his co-workers' chew with pepper, but found a way. They always seemed to find a way to pay him back, but he didn't always want to tell me those stories. He always told me just the stories that he wanted to know. Gets a little bit harder. Sorry about that. One of the best stories that I always remember as far as him and family, there's many of them, but this one specific time, we decided we were going to buy a 92 car for, I think it was a 92 Oldsmobile, and we were going to buy that car for my youngest daughter. Well, at the time, she was my oldest daughter. I could stand corrected. And she did not like that car. It was a 92. It wasn't anything fancy-smancy. So we stewed about it. We only paid a couple $100, so no big deal. And after a few days, we decided, okay, fine, we'll just resell it. But in the meantime, Mick and Amanda, which is my middle daughter, decided that they were going to have some fun with it. So while I was working and he was laid off at the time, come to find out, him and Amanda decided to take that car cruising. Now when I say cruising, I don't mean just cruising. They decided to go cruising out at the family farm, out at tariffs and whatever else. They were going turkey hunting. Well, they did find some turkeys. They chased the turkeys in this Oldsmobile. So we have some good laughs with that. Then there was another time with the oldest daughter, decided to take her driving. When it was that time for her to do her lessons, he was going to teach her how to drive his stick. And needless to know, his boss doesn't want to know this, but we'll go ahead and tell. You know, he's not going to get in trouble. Ha ha. But he did take him in the company truck, took her in the company truck, and they went on a learning lesson, which in fact she ended up taking out a neighbor's fence that they had to replace. So those were the humorous things that Mick did. As you all know, I set up a blog for him, and it did become Mick's laugh of the day. We all missed his silliness that he shared, but I was still honored to witness them even on the last days of his earth, on this earth. Mick was definitely a character that God broke the mold, and one time or another, he has touched someone in this audience's heart. I realized when he became sick just how much the community loved him. Yes, we can all say some of the memories could be sad, but we have to take what's good about them and make a spin. There's always a positive spin in something. And when he smiles, that's a positive. It was always a positive to know that even in his sick days, he was able to smile. In closing, I would like to say just how grateful I am that God blessed me and Mick, and to have 3 beautiful, beautiful girls. And I am blessed to have had him in my life for those 24 years. We all know God broke the mold when he made Mick. And there will never be another Mick, but we were all blessed to know him. Thank you.